Hello, welcome back, Mr. Jammeh.
Council ko ibisimila Cameroon nang Mr. Jammeh.
Mr. Jammeh, I note that we are going into too much detail about the issues that happened in CRR.
Akaya jeko nka lumbake sataro kono kolu to men keta CRR.
That was only meant for context.
Yo mutanyana kamadrom pour kolu taranya kono.
So that those listening would understand the controversy that led to the events culminating with the violation of your rights.
Wala mnyenti pour kolu menu keta hanu fo menu nata ke sababoti hanu fo inata itala nyanto lutinya wo dalilo le asabu. So
now we would have to move quickly into the outstanding issues concerning the problems in CRR. And then we focus more about the violation of your rights. Even though all the problems that occurred in CRR are important, but those are not very central. They're not important for the work of this commission. So before the break, you were telling us the interventions that were made with the view to resolving the problems in CRR. Earlier on, you told us that there was an AGM. And there was also a meeting at the governor's office with a view to resolving the problem. I would send you 2 documents to take a look at. And this would just help us put things in proper perspective. Just to lend credence to the issues that you talk about. But like I said, the issues that happened in CRR are not the main focus of our investigation. Take a look at those 2 documents. The first one is the AGM. Could you take a look at it?
Annual general meeting AGM.
Could you tell us a bit about the document? The document contains photographs and a bit of a write-up explaining what happened at that annual general meeting, correct?
Yes, that is it. Some people spoke, such as their chairman.
Let us not go into the details.
Okay.
That's right. Let's just accept the documents showing that this meeting actually took place. And the second document, well, that is the meeting in which the new executive was established, correct?
Yes. What I want to say, first of all, we are trying to
conflict resolution
resolve the dispute.
I understand that. Let's first deal with the first document.
This AGM, it took place and elections were held. How to manage the money was also discussed, and other issues.
And that is what is reflected in the document, correct?
Yes.
I
video video
Yes, there is also a video which I have submitted.
We would be content with the report that's produced. And the second document in your possession, what is it?
Well, coming kibaro le safeta biringe bengoke pour que dimbanyim fa.
That is the report that was written following the meeting that was held to resolve the problem.
Could you tell us the heading of the document? Read it out in English.
Minutes on conflict resolution on Rice Farmer Cooperative Society issues. Governors Bantaba Janjambure.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, we ask that these two documents be added into the record as exhibits 123A and 123B.
Request granted.
Thank you very much. Could you bring the documents and pass them to the chair? And it was after this that the first investigations was launched by the Director of Administration. And that is the report you said you did not agree with. And subsequent to that, there was a second investigation by two ministers. The Minister of Justice and the Minister of Local Government. It was during these investigations that the Minister of Justice allegedly annulled the elections that was carried out in the AGM.
Between kisikisir fulanja onkonola minister me marta tilingunin tonyata mandola ay wo carte fayo nyilna kunyalu buruka.
And it was thereafter the minister allegedly directed that a sensitization program be launched for the purposes of getting the people within the region to be involved in the election of a new executive committee, correct?
Okolalom minister nata nyin kamodi puru nyofa hamundo nyanta kelale tundo nyinna puru nyin kamala isi molu dundi ke dabula je kuolu to men yalon ko lebina sababula puru isi nyaton ka kutolu tombong men yalon ko lebina kala kundon kolti je.
Let's take it from there.
Ngata kaboto.
Please proceed.
Akoyetente.
Can you tell me the page?
It is when you were approached by the members of the police to start sensitizing people, and then you sent a representative, and Mr. Trrc was subsequently injured during the process of sensitization.
Walam nyinti biring police wolu futatete mapuru isi kisikisiro nyinta amandi hani fo mem kono iba ke kantu mena Mr. Trrc nata baramosoto akonyin kono nyofa hamundo nyin kono.
Yo akete wala nyama Mr. Trrc nata visit.
It happened like that. Mr. Trrc paid me a visit.
Atem CID le temimbe Janjambure.
He was a CID officer in Janjambure.
Akonye lafita yepta timo kono ngata ngetaman nimole kachake sensitize.
He said to me, I want you to be part of a team that would go around meeting people and sensitizing them.
Nka nteto bendinola.
I told him I couldn't do that.
Nse agriculture mo tombonga naleta salon mbekeri nyisaje agriculture fana yalo mbarenta kumotita.
I can nominate an agricultural officer who would go with you so that he knows what is happening there, and also the department will know what is happening there. But personally, I would not be able to go with you.
Walter Butungi itata.
And then they left.
Ye kumanda marabanko tama.
They traversed the district.
Meeting kala sateldo.
And they held meetings in the villages.
Ila sila dobe je nada fo fulabantang.
In one occasion, they came up to Fulabantang.
Ture in police police ol nyatilingola ila police station ot.
Ture was standing facing the police station.
Aman kenyala bari mim fonya wala nyite motol na tabutunga atake asimfulo be katita.
It did not happen in my presence, but those who were there said that he was standing and a vehicle came, knocked him down and broke his two legs.
Butum biri waketa kata kesatel kachandi adanta walda baita.
So the meeting to sensitize the people, that was where it came to an end.
I mean, so be wala nyinde mol man hanyi koteke.
What was the reason is that people were scared.
Butu election tamandiro man na ke koteke.
So that election process did not happen again. That was what happened.
And in the meantime, you have an annual general meeting that ended the mandate of the whole executive committee, correct? Yes. And then you have instructions of the Minister of Justice annulling the election of the new executive committee.
Minister la soto committee kuto menu tombon kutake ayolu la sembo fanan buruka.
And in the meantime, there was a vacuum in the management of the cooperative. Correct?
Yes, that was what happened.
But while all this thing is happening, did you come to learn about any activities by the National Assembly member for that area called Honorable Yorombalo?
Fo ina tabo kolu kalamale me yalon ko wotundo la député we ka fo me honorable Yorombalo ay kolu menu tamandi je fo ina tabo kalamale ba
mbota dol kalama.
Yes, I was aware of some.
Extension workers
because my colleagues, the extension workers, would tell me things.
Director General's office report
that he had gone to the Director General's office to report them.
In fact,
some of my people were present in one meeting in which he was saying things about me. After all these things happened, I went to the governor and told him to call him and to talk to him. Because the former president had some tractors there which they were discussing, and that was what he was using to tarnish my image.
Mr. Jammeh, you would understand that we do understand there were personality classes and personal problems in the working environment. The commission would not be interested in those things. That is not the purpose why we're investigating. We just want to establish the context and the background that led to the violation of your rights by your own government. You understand?
Ako ayalon ko kolu tamatel menketa kawali ulti molu kunkilinalu tema aninyi nyokelo o fanan aninyo jawya nin ka nyokalami wala men be tamata yo fahamu le bari commission bi ila solo teoti commission la solo momenti kolu menu lata nyokan hanfo wolle nata ke sababoti hanfo yela nyantolu tinya ako solo be wolle.
Did you at any stage come to learn of a formal accusation that was made against you to the police?
Police
will not command serious crime.
Yes, the police called me to the serious crime.
State House.
They told me that a letter was written against me and taken to the State House. That you are a wicked person, you are causing destruction in CRR, and that you should leave this place. The police said that the woman who wrote that letter was called Mamore Balre. But police will not identify Mamore Balde what Mabelari Lopitano, the Teletro Samba, Kontama Nyaso, like Ousman been for Fontama long, Meletro Safenola Moma. But the police informed me that when that woman was admitted at the hospital and when the letter was taken to her, she said she did not write the letter. How could she have written that letter against someone that she does not even know?
butu yala fingerprints solta
So they took her fingerprints
pour ka jibe fa ko mo mi fa toñata
to see if what she said was the truth.
inata je ko ay toñala fa
Then they realized that she was speaking the truth.
biri lopitano ya bula
When she was discharged from the hospital,
ma mari fa tamata si on ka banam biri kama ba kan tara sapo office auto
Mamari came by herself from Brikamaba and met me at the office in Sapo.
ko nyente me londe
She said to me, I do not know you,
bari mim fa kon tele ngel lettre o safe
but the allegation that I wrote the letter
o man ke toñati de
is not true.
ye false letter le safe
They wrote a false letter.
to babal ka me impersonation wala ketaje
It was an impersonation
pour que tinya bari nte ni man ko ku jote
just to destroy you, but I did nothing on that front.
Do you know who was impersonating Mary?
yorombalo honorable yorombalo
fodo yalo ne membe wo manyake kan ka fanke ko atelum yorombalo ti
wala national
atelum mamariti
wala national assembly member di mimbo ma fangola
That is the National Assembly member for that area.
I mean, this is a serious allegation. Do you know, how do you know that this was done by Honorable Yorombalo?
ako nyimu ku sangara baleti yalo nyadi le ko honorable yorombalo le yo manyake
ngalo karafula la follow police wala fangola fanya birim dara serious crime
I know it because of two reasons. First off, the police informed me when I went to the serious crime
kaita ndina ko nyinne keta
to show me that this was what happened,
kare ko to lela kisikisirol bekel
because they said they had carried out their own investigations.
ma mari fanen tambara nata kaita ndiko atamake
And Mary also came by herself to tell me that she did not do it.
But my issue is, how did the name of Honorable Yorombalo come into the fray? How did it come into play?
ako atela solo moment wala honorable yorombalo atona ta kuolu kono nyadi le kafo ko atele be ubaro
police wol mimbe serious crime wala fonye dun sela la bawo yorombalo ku jamala fanan tama
The police that were at the serious crime, they told me that, and I believed them, because Yorombalo also was involved in a lot of other things.
So essentially, you have no evidence to show it was Honorable Yorombalo. All you have is hearsay you were told by the police who conducted investigations that it was done by Honorable Yorombalo, correct?
ako amunta ko eman sede laring o sede loring koyo soto ka foko nyine keta bari amunta kuma fota long men ya fete ye bring itata police katu wala ko fanalia fansum kisikisiro kele andu ila kisikisiro kono ina taje ko ye menji je wala nyinti yole fo wonya ko honorable yorombalo le
yola fonye dum fa pare yem fanan safari ndi statement wala jele
That was what they told me, and after that, they asked me to write a statement.
ara butung wato metale nde o statement o tante bulu bari ni mo bulata no mo bi mando mo sitano serious crime la kajube
It's been a long time, and but I believe that if there's a follow-up, probably someone can lay a hand on that statement at a serious crime.
But during the investigations that was led, or the desensitization campaign rather, that was directed by the Honorable Minister of Justice. By the way, who was the Minister of Justice at the time?
ako wo kisikisiro men keta ning mi fahamundi ko lu menu tamandi pour ka jama mo lu fahamundi ako jumale famu ministre to tumo mem marta ko la
otumo lamin jobate le ka fay baba dinding
At that time, it was Lamin Jobate. They also call him Baba Dinding.
And during this time that this sensitization was ongoing, did you continue, did you remain in that position as regional director?
ako birin ibo nyo fahamundi ko lu tamandi kan fanim bo be ite continue le kaw palaso mara mem tundu director nyinti
ngamin kalamuta wala biring itol minister na de investigation okay wala ko la na director general na tan call telephone o de kaitan dinna ko
What I'm aware is that after those two ministers came on that sensitization tour, my director general called me to inform me that
ko minister ye report o dila ni recommendation ko nyanta bala wodu la dal bar butun tama report o jede bar na director general ya nyinna itandinna bari na tam bonni jele fana
that the ministers gave him a report and they recommended that I be removed from that place, but I did not see the recommendation. But eventually, I was removed.
And you believe that your removal was on the basis of the recommendations of the two ministers?
Agunta sila ilata la ko ke bondi wo dinkirato alata ni minister fulol la yamaro le kan pour ye bondi ji.
Lata le ko mudali kuma baleti je.
I believe that that was a very strong reason.
In fact, it appears that at this point there were recommendations by 3 senior government officials to remove you from that position.
Amunta o fanan kola ya marolu suton telemen bota man sakundala nyaton kasababulu pour ise bondi wo dinkirato.
Okay.
And that would be the recommendation by the Director of Administration.
Walem ya maro membota director bulu memmarta do kolu lanya na sambanyala walem administration
and the 2 ministers.
Ani minister fulolu.
And both recommendations were at the back of investigations about what had happened.
Andu ya marolu betarta laring kul kang men ya lon ko lekete la kisikisiroti ya menkenum.
Yes.
At this point, did you still believe that your transfer was unfair?
Hanimbi fo wotembo ye bondije menkama fo hanimbi ilata nyina lako ila sawundo aman la tilimuka.
Lata le konna sawu manke tilimuka.
I believe that my transfer was not fair,
even though that the transfer was recommended as a result of 2 different investigations by very senior government officials.
Hanna tara tonya ko wo ila sawu ya maro bota alfa sabale bulu men ya lon ko fulo mu municipality anim man sakunda do kula nyaton ka kili.
I believe that it was not fair because politics got involved.
And you are attributing bias against the Minister of Justice, you are attributing bias against the Minister of Local Governments and Lands, and also bias against the Director of Administration at that time.
Nyimmo sabolu ela kumoye nyina firinko mo sabolu be man tilingu tamandi wala nyim minister floti minister mem marta tilingu ni to nya kunyala minister mem marta masakunda ringolla anin wa man sakunda la do kula mem marta administration la wala mem marta do kulu la nyala munta nyimmo sabolu be tilim bali yale keta ila kulu kono e menu tamandi.
But whatever conclusion one arrives at, your transfer was lawful, correct?
Bari nimme ya jube fanan karadola amunta ille sawundo ka bondije woto anin luata anin silota ta nyolal
man sakunda do kula manyana balana transfer la.
No government worker must refuse transfer.
Tumando transfer fana bukata ku.
But sometimes transfers don't go according to the way they should.
I appreciate that, but what I am trying to drive at is at this stage there was no violation of your rights. You would accept that?
Ako kama mbala wala umtonya ako baribitunga lafta mem blondila duro wala mnyintiko ilawo sawundo wairi akitaya marole kanti amunta imela nyanto tinya
imanna nyanto tinya bari banko commandant mar banko la nyanto tinya le.
They did not violate my rights, but they violated the right of the division.
Because
this was masterminded by a few individuals. Yes.
And what are those rights?
Yo nyantol menu tinya commandant banko nyi mu nyantal le munti.
Ndangal ne ko wotu woni HCR tenteng momi la fitana wala siada mi mal la finna.
I believe that at that time, if you should sieve the entire CRR population, you would find out that there were more people who liked me.
Does that trump government prerogative to transfer its civil servants?
Folum wenyin kango sosole puru mansa kunda ni laftela dokula saundila fo woyo kango tinyale bang
mansa kunda e luwal le soto minka dokula sabadende luwa min bet kiren woto mo nyanda sanji fula kala jele ribe jele pour senelale e mantara je pour mo danta e ila politiko e.
There were regulations that the government is supposed to observe. At that time, if you were posted there, you had to be there for 2 years. The movement or transfer was not just effected at the whim of a few individuals.
All that you're pointing out is an administrative irregularity in your transfer, is it not?
Ako amunta ibe mem chodi kanjang wolem tilimbali ale keta mararola karola biribe te soundila fondem.
I accepted that, which is why I did not refuse to be transferred.
And that does not amount to a violation of a right, correct?
Akondu amanke ko womu nyanta tinyaliti fonde bang.
Of a constitutionally guaranteed right, I mean to say. In another way, perhaps that is not a rights violation, but what I could have done, I was unable to do.
But while you were transferred at the Director General's office, a court case was brought by one faction in the dispute in CRR, correct?
Ako watu me saundi kenati officer Director General officer wo kafo lumen wije kafu kilinata kito wulindi me yalon ko telbo tundole la pour ka unyin kota ka ke kitoti.
And I'll give you a document to take a look at. In particular, look at the heading, the first page, and the disposition in page 5 and page 6. Could you take a look at the document? Tell us what it is. What is it?
In the superior courts of the Gambia, in the High Court of the Gambia. That is the heading.
So that was a decision by the High Court, correct?
Yes.
Could you go to page 5 of the document?
Yes.
Could you look at the last few paragraphs?
Yes.
Could you tell us, could you confirm that the judge ruled in favor of the plaintiffs in this case?
Yes.
Could you read out the dispositions? Could you read it out?
That the defendants are no longer members of the and do not constitute the executive committee of the plaintiff since 5th January 2012. The plaintiff elected a new executive committee at its annual general meeting held the 5th day of January 2012, and that the members of the new executive are the duly elected executive of the plaintiff.
Could you continue reading? Yes.
The defendants shall forthwith hand over the affairs and assets of the plaintiff to the duly elected executive of the plaintiff.
Okay, in essence, the new committee that was elected by the AGM was declared by the court to be the rightfully elected executive, correct?
Amunta sai Allah karabo be me yakije AGM ye menu tombon kutake ke nyaton kolti amunta sai nyanto be lebulo anin sembo be lebulu pour ka ke nyaton kolti o place auto.
And it looks like the instructions given by the Minister of Justice were overturned by the courts. Correct?
Amunta Minister of Justice wala Minister of Marta Tilungula italie kango mendi amunta kiti bunda yetelaw kango so sole
wala mtonyande.
That is the truth.
Could you pass the document to the chair? Mr. Chair, we'd ask to have this document exhibited. It should be 123D if accepted. C. No, should be, yes, C. Thank you.
Request granted, Counsel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And subsequent to that, Sirif Mari Tambedu, lawyer for the winning side, sent a request to the governor asking that the judgment be implemented. Do you recall that?
Sirif Mari Tambedu.
That the judgment be enforced.
Sharif Maritambedu me alon ko wole lota moli na tato nyaadi menula ana ta saferoke ka foko woto kiti bunda e kamo mem fo woto yo kamo londi yew tamande fo wonde
o man taraje bari a fonyel.
That was not there, but I was told.
He was
did you see the letter that was written?
Ako fo inata letter o nyim fo jele bang yemen safe
Inata dinnal.
Yes, they gave it to me.
And if you see that document, you'd be able to recognize it.
I should recognize it.
I have sent you 2 documents. Take a look at them. Look at the first one. What is it?
Civil suit number.
No. Look at the heading, the title of the document in bold on the middle of the document.
Is
that the second paragraph? Sirif?
No. That would be the information about the council.
That is between.
Yes.
Between RIEC, I know it should have been RFC, Farmers Cooperative Society Limited versus Alhaji Musa Jumbo Trawale and others.
Yes.
I act for the plaintiff, represented by Haruna Gassama and others who instructed me in the above mentioned matter in the High Court of the Gambia. I write to inform you that on the 12th January 2015, the High Court, presided over by Her Ladyship, Justice Mrs. P. Diba, gave judgment in favor of my clients in terms of the orders contained in the judgment.
Could you now look at the last paragraph?
My clients have further instructed me to seek your assistance and intervention in the order for the judgment to be enforced.
Thank you very much. That is a letter from who?
Is the lawyer.
What's his name?
Sirif Maritambedu.
And addressed to who?
Addressed to the governor, Central River Region.
Can you tell us the date?
13th January 2015.
Thank you very much. And the next document?
Rice Farmers Cooperative Society Limited. This is written, addressed to the former president.
And what is it?
Central River Rice Farmers Cooperative Society. The above caption refers, Your Excellency, allow me to give you the background, the brief background of the subject.
Mr. Witness, would that not be a petition by the winning side to the president?
Yes.
What is the date?
The date is 14th July 2015.
So what does this signify to you?
This just came after the detention of the president of the Rice Farmers Cooperative Society, Haruna. And then when they were released, they wrote a petition to the president.
Okay.
So that their assets will be returned to them and they will be handing over. That was the essence.
Thank you very much. But wouldn't it also disclose that in spite of the efforts of Learned Counsel, Sirif Maritambedu, to have the judgment enforced, it was not enforced?
Lawyer Marta Kuala, Sirif Maritambedu, Melota Karadoye, Alakango, I memfoko, Woto. Ye ko kito nyin kuntu nyamengo kango etama bari manna o kango tama faman la wala nyam
Tonyalam.
That's true.
And it was not enforced as at the date of the petition of what's the date?
14th July.
Amunda alungunyin ko July karotil tan ni nani imana kamunyin tamandi 2015.
That would be more than 6 months after the judgment.
Amunda we munyinati ko kari woro kola biring ye kito nyinte.
Yes.
That's right. But in the meantime,
Bari hanimbi
the new members of the new executive were arrested and detained.
ye melnu tombon kuta ke nyaton kolti o kafo to yala ina to mutale ye sindi dulakele.
Could you tell us about that?
Wai si fem fonye woto ba.
Your very arrest.
After they were arrested,
I watin dinta yenta fanga kumandi.
it took a little while, and I was called myself.
NIA len kumandi no.
The NIA called me.
Ntate la headquarters.
I went to their headquarters.
Iko kenyin kale.
They said they were going to question me.
Muna mkole akoti muna nenyino arrest.
What the problems were that led to the arrest of these individuals.
Nga be sate ko 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 nyinu na arrest on nin silo manta. Imanya ne arrest la.
I narrated everything to them, and I told them that their arrest was unlawful.
Ndabe min fulale nal se bulano ali bulakati mankuke.
What I can tell you is that if you are able to release them, do so, because they have done nothing wrong. They went to court, and the court has ruled in their favor.
Permanent secretary.
At that time, I was a permanent secretary. They said to me, all right, go. After some time, they were released. And then they started following up their case. They wanted the president to assist them for the handing over to take place.
Deputy Protocol Member State House, Mr. Boricoli.
I was aware that the Deputy Protocol Officer at the State House, Mr. Boricoli,
and RFC members and
some RFC members came to my office. And they said to me that we also want you to do your very best on this issue. I told them whatever I am able to do, as my power allows me, I will do. Since you have written to the president, I am of the belief that perhaps he would ask me. And when he asks me what the truth is, I will tell him. And he eventually asked me.
The Director of Public Policy and Analysis, what more the
Director of Public Policy and Analysis, Modlamin Jete, at the time. He called me over the telephone.
Without fail.
So let me know that these people, the president wants their assets to be returned back to them without fail.
Fire deadline or dinner.
To the extent that he even gave me a deadline.
But Mr. Jammeh, prior to that, you were written to and asked for an opinion, correct?
Yes.
But
even before that letter came, it got to me by word of mouth. I told them to write it down and send it to me.
Ministry of Justice.
I am not supposed to implement a court order. That is the work of the Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
But if that is to be effected, I could be there because I was representing the Ministry of Agriculture.
I'll letter direct to the Justice Ministry, but
direct the letter to the Justice Ministry, but they did not do that.
Secretary General direct.
The Secretary General wrote to me and sent a copy to all these other individuals.
Okay. In the meantime, take a look at these 3 documents I am giving you.
This was addressed. Tilling the permanent secretary layer.
This was addressed to the permanent secretary.
Central River Rice Farmers Cooperative Society.
Central River Rice.
And who wrote that letter?
Mohamed Lamin Jaite.
Mohamed Lamin Jaite.
That's the person you mentioned as the head of the
Public Policy
Analysis Unit.
Yes. At that time.
And what is he seeking in this letter?
Can read it?
Yes.
Please find with forwarded a dossier received from one Seku Omar Koli and Gansumana GT via letters dated 14 July and 28 August 2015, claiming to be committee members of the above captioned society. The duo, on behalf of the society, are claiming their alleged right to assume office as the legitimate executive body selected in accordance with their society's constitution, which supposedly brought to an end the tenure of the former executive headed by one Alaji Musa Jumbo Traore.
And in the penultimate paragraph, it sought advice on how to proceed, correct?
Yes, it did.
Okay, that's the conversation you had with Jaite, and they wrote it down on paper, correct?
Yes.
Take a look at the second document. Where does it emanate from?
From the Ministry of Agriculture.
Okay. And addressed to who?
Addressed to the permanent secretary
Of?
Ministry of Agriculture.
Where does it emanate and to who is it addressed?
It's from the Secretary General,
Yes.
Office of the President.
Okay. What does it say?
Essentially, they want advice, and we gave it.
And you gave the advice?
Yes.
Okay. And take a look at the third document. Could you tell us what that is?
This is also addressed to the permanent secretary. It's extremely urgent. Central River Rice Farmers Cooperative Society. With reference to your letter, dated so-and-so, responding to our earlier memo of 10 September 2015 concerning the petition received from some members of the above-mentioned society, I write to convey executive directives that the Honorable Deputy Minister of Ministry of Agriculture should enforce the court ruling in respect of this matter not later than 12 noon on Thursday 15 October 2015 without fail.
When it says executive directive,
Yes.
What did you understand that to mean?
Executive directives, wolem kuntonka kango, wo koto we munefring itaye.
What that means is that it came from the president.
And who was the Deputy Minister of Agriculture at this time?
That was myself.
So in spite of all these problems that were going on, after you were redeployed or transferred to the Office of the Director General, you have been upgraded in the service in the meantime.
Amunta nyinkolu be kola fo wato me ye saundi Director General la office oto. Amunta ye la kolu selendile santo wo wuche o nyinkolo.
That is true.
From being ostracized or cast aside to being elevated up to the rank of Deputy Minister. And at this point, your advice was being sought by the government, and in fact, you being directed to enforce or to implement the court order.
Amunda nyin tembeng ikela ya maro nyinin ne ka noma hani fo na ta nyin kango di la pour kiti bunda e kango men di pour isi o kongo tamandi.
Correct?
Correct, yes.
Were you satisfied at this point?
O tembo dum fo ye wala kute fele bang.
Do you feel vindicated?
Dum wo amunta ay du no nyim boy kan ne bang.
Ngalon ne ko tonya bentol le bulu.
I knew that the truth was on our side.
But
to enforce a court order was not my responsibility. That I know. I made that clear, but they would not accept it. So when this happened,
Solicitor General.
I called Marena. He was the Solicitor General then. To put things to him because he too was copied.
Headquarters, police headquarters.
That after I went to the police headquarters.
Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General.
So that I could meet the Inspector General, but I did not find him there, but I met the Deputy Inspector General. I explained things to them, and Marena said that they were going to send the Sheriff Division there. So that they will spend the night there. I told them I will not spend the night there. I will go there in the morning, witness the handing over, and then proceed.
Okay.
At this stage, Mr. Chair, because the documents are too many, I want to put in this batch, otherwise we may miss some. Okay. We refer to the High Court judgment that was issued by Her Ladyship, Justice Penda Diba, dated 12 January 2015. That should be Exhibit C, 123C, and the letter from Learned Counsel, Mr. Serif Maritambedu, of 13 January 2015, asking the intervention of the governor for the implementation or enforcement of the judgment, should be 123D. And the petition by the CRR Rice Farmers Cooperative Society to President Jammeh, dated 14 July 2015, should be 123E. Yes. And you have the, may I have those documents back? Thank you. And the letter from the Office of the President, I want to believe this would be Policy Analysis Unit, ML Jaite, yes, addressed to the Permanent Secretary, asking for advice on how to proceed, letter dated 10 September 2015, should be 123F.
American Kaito, but I can find ML Jaite. Abe ya marole nyininkan me ya lonko yewole di puru nyinko nyantala nyamenga amira wolem fulo fulanjang ani sabanjang nyinkoluti.
And the letter from the Ministry of Agriculture addressed to the Secretary General.
Ani letter membota seno bundala karola menki Secretary General,
giving the requested advice.
Itandiro ke ya marola yemenkaning.
Dated 28 September 2015, should be 123G.
Amunta mem safeta September karotul muanin say 2016 puru 2015 walem 123G.
And the executive directive,
ning kango me ya lonko abota banko nyatonko bulu executive directive,
dated 13 October,
men safeta October karotil tang anin saba,
also signed by ML Jaite.
ML Jaite le sign.
Should be 123H.
123H.
Mr. Chair, we'd like those documents admitted and given the numbers I have mentioned.
No difficulty with that. Just a small confirmation by you to me of the confirmation of the witness that he's seeing this last batch of documents for the first time here in the Commission. Is that correct?
No, perhaps that question may be put to him. My understanding is that he had seen them before. In fact, he produced those documents to the Commission. The only letter that was provided to him by members of the CRR Rice Cooperative is the letter by their lawyer, SM Tambedo, to the governor, requesting that the court judgment be enforced. Is that correct, Mr.?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Your request is granted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So now here you are, serving as Deputy Minister. This seemingly perennial problem in the CRR has been resolved by way of a court order. A petition was sent to the President. He has sought advice from the Ministry of Agriculture. That advice was given. And now you are given an executive order in which you have been named personally as Deputy Minister to implement. Before noon on Thursday, 15 October 2015. In fact, the executive order was dated 13 October 2015. Well, it was expected that government machinery would be so swift and efficient that it would be implemented within hours.
Amunta silang nying ku kolea kulu menu be fintita teng anen kaitolu menu be fintita ala kuala inata nying kiye puru ka foko etele minister no lankoti sa yin mukule time ya lonko etel lafta yin kangolu tamandi wolu be ko la executive order fanan nata na lawo kan me ya lonko yo fanan foyne puru isi akango tamandi no ado woni ajube puru ka tamandi abe kala montoro wato le konoti mense ke ku tarin fo wolu lata nyoka nyamin afutatete mo wala nyama ba.
Yes, it was a lot of work because once I got the letter, I was not sitting anymore. What assisted me? All the things that were to be handed over, we had a list of them. That assisted me a lot.
But did you, in fact, come to enforce, as was requested in this first executive order of 13 October?
Fadum inata nyin kangol be tamandino le ka fota October karoti tan ni sabanya min membota president fangoya.
Parandiro ka tamandiro le bare coming nyanta funtila sama bi talantan suto.
I was prepared to execute it, but just as I was preparing to travel the next morning, on that night by 10 p.m.,
Secretary to Cabinet Noha Ture commanded over the phone.
The Secretary to Cabinet Noha Ture called me on phone.
Akonya President ko alnyanta tala handing over min Fuladu.
And said the President said that the handing over that you are supposed to go to in Fuladu has been cancelled. I said to Noah, what is the reason?
The President handing over opposition.
He said to me, I don't know, but the President said that the people to whom the handing over was to be done are members of the opposition. And that they should be arrested and detained. I said to him, really? And he said, yes. He said to me, the President said, all the people that are there, inform them that this thing has been cancelled. I said to him, okay. Then I called the governor. That time, Alaji Omar Khan was there. And I told him the information that I got. I said to him, now the regional director and others called them. But I did not trouble him. I called them all. I called Aruna and others and said to them, the President said, handing over the handing over will no longer take place. The President said, you are members of the opposition and that you should be arrested. Haruna said to me, so what are we going to do? I said to him, well, try and know what to do because I already informed you. That night, Haruna sneaked out of the country and entered into the Casamas.
I will take my time. 11
So when morning came, I said, since this handing over has been cancelled, I will take my time, and I left by 11. Because I was to travel to Basse to work on modalities for the celebration of the World Food Day.
Permanent Secretary Mr. Falalo Tule Wurda.
I was with the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Mr. Lalo Ture. We went through Genoa.
Livestock Association closing ceremony.
There was a livestock association closing ceremony, and they wanted us to be present.
Closing ceremony.
As we were in that closing ceremony,
Vice President of Protocol, Mr. Sinyan.
The protocol to the Vice President, Mr. Sinyan.
Orderly call.
He called my orderly and asked, where is Ousman? He said to him, they are still speaking. When they are done, I will call him. He said to him, tell him that when he's ready, let him call me.
Vice President.
I called him and he said, the Vice President said you should return back.
What more Vice President Aja Aisatu Njai Sedility.
At that time, the Vice President was Aja Aisatu Njai Sedi. I told him, ask her if it is a meeting that they would want me to attend, then I could nominate someone to represent me. So he called me later and said to me that she said the issue is that whatever the case may be, I had to return back. So my mind reflected on the telephone call that I had the night before.
But with regards to the instructions you received the night before, were you sent any document?
Ako yo kumolu menu foye wo suto janni wotembo be sila fodun ye kaitile kiye nambang wala karola
e man kaite kinye barilla ta kumola.
They did not send me any document, but I believed.
Okay, proceed please. So you decided to return.
So I came with the orderly and the driver and we returned back. I got into the vehicle from Janjambure to Banjul. NIAs were calling me from all sides. Where are you? Where are you? I told them I am on my way back.
How do you know it was the NIA calling you?
I asked them and they said they were the NIA. Their calls were private numbers anyway.
And that is indicative of NIA?
It made me suspicious because of what happened yesterday night.
But did they tell you what they wanted, the NIA?
They did not tell me.
When
the calls became many, in the end, I was not receiving any calls. We just headed coming. I knew that something happened, but I took it that since I did not do anything wrong, because where I was in Genoa, I could have taken a vehicle and easily enter into Casamas. So at that time, my thinking was that since I had done nothing wrong, there was no need for me to run away. I was just lucky. So Vice President, when I got to the Vice President, I went to our home. Since she said I should go to our home when I come, they had already closed work. We exchanged greetings, and then she said to me, "Is peace and not peace at the same time."
I letter bonda ko president ka jindi ministerial deputy ministerial.
She brought out a letter and told me that the president said that he has removed you from the position of a deputy minister.
Ko sitela office ye handing over ke minyanda sele nota be jele.
That you should go to your office and hand over to the person to take over from you who is presently at the office. I did not even go to my house. I continued. I went to the quadrangle and found 2 NI officers standing there.
Mr. Balde do Mr. Gomez, but calling not a tolninka do mu Alassane Baldeldi do Leo Gomez.
Louis or Louis?
No, not Louis. Leo.
Leo Gomez.
Leo Gomez.
Leo.
In fact, I detail
I asked them, and I got to find out that one was Alassane and the other one was Leo Gomez. They said to me, the person to whom you are supposed to hand over is the one we are waiting for, but he has not arrived yet, so let's wait a little while. They called him severally, but they could not reach him, and we were sitting in the office. They said, let's make this tomorrow. Let's go home and go to the NIA headquarters. I asked them, to the NIA headquarters for what? What wrong have I done? They told me that what I did, they did not tell them, but it was the director who instructed that I be taken to the NIA headquarters. I went with them to the headquarters. When we arrived, they took my details. They took my belongings. Then they left. If you enter into the NIA sitting room by the right hand side, if you move to the left a little bit, there's a hall there. Before you get to the hall, there is a sitting room. One man cells. When we got, if you pass that place a little bit, there's a cell on the left, which is a single man cell. In front, by the left, there was a dirty toilet. By the right, that was where the hall was, and that was where I was taken to. I think the people that I found there numbered up to 10. So everybody put their foams on the ground, and they also laid one out for me. Mattress, yeah, sorry. When we were there for a little while, they brought some other person. I think he's Omar Koli.
What was he, Sheikh Omar Koli?
I knew him. He was the deputy imam at Jabang. But he was a friend to the members of the Rice Farmers Association. He usually visited them. When they were taking the petition to the State House, he was with them. I think that was the reason why he too was arrested. So they detained the following day. I continued in Janjambure. They detained him there, and the following day they proceeded with him to Janjambure. So following day, Mr. Balde and Mr. Gomez in the Ministry of Agriculture. So the following day, Mr. Gomez, Balde and Gomez came and picked me up, and we went to the Ministry of Agriculture. So emergency handing over writing. We did an emergency handing over writing. As I was writing that, Mr. Mbalo and Gomez Balde and Gomez were telling me to fast to do it quickly. Anyway, all the things I wanted to write, I did write. Then replaced Honorable Ismail Sanyant. Then the one who was supposed to replace me, Honorable Ismail Sanyang.
So you were appointed as minister, full minister.
He was appointed as full minister.
So we were handing over kuolaji butung indol bafla ya butung utility big ibem full ala butung tulfana ngata no sola wala doman.
As we were doing the handing over process, they said to him, "You will borrow us the utility vehicle so that we could also go out and party."
After handing over, were you let to go home?
Video handing over ke yekulu signed. Ina tebula le bampuru sai.
Young continent the NIA headquarters.
They took me to the NIA headquarters.
Okay, 15, 16.
On the 15th and 16th of October.
17 year moved to mile 2.
On the 17th, I was moved to mile 2.
Were you charged with an offense before you were moved to mile 2?
Jamni be sambala mile 2. Ye tu mi koy kule ke bang.
E man tu mi fengo fen.
I was not charged for anything.
Were you informed of the reasons for your detention?
Fodum ina ta dalilo lu foyne fana munan na iye muta.
E man dalilo dalili fonya ngani ngaro ke ba e man dalil fonya.
They did not give me any reasons, even though I asked for the reasons.
Were you allowed to contact a lawyer?
Foye nyin silo fana ndila le pour ye diamu lawyer e bang.
Hani.
No.
Were you allowed to contact your family members?
Fodum ye bulale pour inila dimbayal wala inila badingul ye diamu.
E ma wo ken telephone on triata ngenda ndem re drive wala ngamo dantankol ndefo triata ngoke.
They did not do that, but I was the one who quickly spoke to the driver, and I was able to speak to a few individuals before they could confiscate my telephone.
But were you allowed family visits for members of your family to come and visit you?
Foydum e kana sonyin na le briye muta pour ila badingul wala ila dimbayalu yana e kare kumpabo.
Hani.
No. I spent one year,
3 months, 7 days.
3 months, 7 days, and no one was allowed to visit me.
From the 15th of October 2015 to the 23rd of January 2017.
From the 15th of October to 2017.
Yeah.
Yes. So can you tell us about the conditions of your detention? First, where were you detained?
Oh, ila umuto kono abelari nyadi le follow ye muta ye mabo mi yesindi mintole.
Being enter samba maximum security wing.
When they took me, I was put at the maximum security wing,
where
the killers were placed. That was where they took me to. When they got me there, I was put in a one-man cell.
The maximum security wing.
Yes.
Number 5. That is part of the prison.
Yes.
For convicted felons, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Confinement number 5. But I'm report is number 4. One mistake. So confinement number 5, cell number 13.
That's the place they call confinement number 5, cell number 14. I made a mistake in my statement.
That's right. And can you tell us the conditions of detention?
The way the cell was, if you look at its length, maybe it's not even more than 1.5 meters. The width may be 1 meter or something a little bit over that. The door was an iron door with only little holes. There was a window at the back which was a little bit wider than these little holes you had on the door. Inside the cell, there was a raised concrete platform. But I was a lucky prisoner in that they placed a mattress there for me. There was also a mosquito net. There was a chamber pot also for me. When I wanted to urinate or to defecate, I did all of them inside. You never went out. You'll be there with the smell. I was in that kind of cell. For the first month, if not the time that I'm taking out when day breaks to take bath and take care of myself, I spent all the time inside the cell. For the first month.
How many hours?
Misal 23 hours
for example, I can say it maybe up to 23 hours.
Because
I used to come out, take a bath, do other things, and then return. If I have not forgotten, that was the way things were in the first month.
18 hours.
After the fourth month, they made it now 18 hours.
So mandange fundi break la.
In the morning, I will go out on a break. In the evening also, I go out on a break.
About 2 hours.
I think I spent 2 hours. So in our that little area, we come out together and we used to chat. When I realized that each time I lie down and I usually get tired,
internal timetable development
I developed an internal timetable for myself because I said no one was going to kill me here.
Physical exercise, sit up, press ups,
when day breaks, I do press ups and sit up, and I do that until I sweated.
At least enjoy.
When I get tired, at least I'll sleep the kind of sleep that I will enjoy. Those who had books by the sides, I will borrow their books. I will stand by those little holes. The little light that flickered in.
Because light man
because there wasn't much light inside the cell.
Reading for about 30 minutes.
I will stand up and read for about 30 minutes. When my legs get tired, I will sit on the bed. I did all of this just to kill the time. But I was also learning because I was reading the Al-Quran and other things.
Prison officer they
are in the prisons. There were some wicked prison officers, but there were also some good ones.
Because
for 3 months I had only one pair of trousers and one shirt. I did not have the access.
Prison
my fellow inmates used to borrow me their trousers and their shirts each time I wanted to wash those that I had on.
Prison officer
the good prison officers, I used to send them out and they will smuggle in things or clothes which I wore. That was how it happened. When it comes to the side of feeding, I have never seen worse food than that. There is a kind of food they call pap. They said it's porridge, but when you touch it, it looked like it was elastic. I was not able to eat it. When the couscous comes, it is always filled with sand. First time I thought perhaps it was in the washing which was not properly done, and we constantly sent our complaints, but it seems the commissioner who was there was not taking our complaints seriously. So I took it that they were deliberately doing this. I saw all these things there. I also saw malnutrition. I saw people's legs and feet getting swollen. Their eyes getting, their faces getting swollen.
Is there a name for that condition, as far as you know?
Prison J.
Inside the prison,
Itoloka file biri biri.
they call it berry berry.
They said
that if you eat the pap, you will get the berry berry. But I know that the porridge doesn't cost that. Many people died there in my presence, and although I'm not a medical officer, I knew that they died as a result of that.
How about the fish that you fed with?
Yes,
they used to fry the fish until it gets dry like a stone. You cannot eat that. You cannot eat that except you munch the head of the fish. When they brought meat, what the entrails, and this inside stuff in the stomach is what you find there, and it used to be black. And when it spends the night, it begins to smell. So what we used to tell them eventually is to give us dry couscous so that we eat it without any... We just put water in it and eat it like that. Most of the times, I just eat lunch and that's it. Eventually, they told me that your people could bring soap and some clothing, but you will not be able to see them. And my wife began to bring me supplies. When I noticed the malnutrition condition amongst the prisoners, I said to my people to be bringing me vitamin tablets.
Continuously for 1 good month.
What I used to do is to drink them continuously for a month. And then I will jump a month. Because I did not want my system to get used to it.
But serious malnutrition.
But it could prevent me from serious malnutrition.
Health manage.
That was how I managed my health.
Malaria,
they
have a health facility.
Sometimes I catch malaria and they had a health center where I used to go to. Malaria drugs or malaria drugs. I used to tell my people too, when you are sending me malaria, send me 3 tablets, and they used to send me that as well. Because I used to keep them in case I felt that I had malaria, and then I will use them.
Mr. Jammeh, throughout your detention, have you ever been beaten?
Mr. Jammeh,
they never beat me up.
Have you been subjected to any form of deliberate physical torture?
Fodum tajire ya kelale me ya lonko aketa ko tawnte ya tajire ya lonke batandi foyo ne yo ko fanan kelale
li paro baro la karola de ma ken
on the side of the beatings. They did not do that to me.
Ye min ken
what they did to me
ken bale prun na mole ñoje
to deny me access to my family.
ngamira mu psychological torture.
I think that is psychological torture.
Kembula cell kono 23 hours, 18 hours. And
to lock me up in a cell for 23 hours is, I think, also that is torture.
Prison recruits or someone can search for cable man private part.
They brought prison recruiters who searched me, and some of them even touched my private part. And I think that too is torture, because they thought I was hiding some things there. I want to tell you about one particular search that happened in the month of Ramadan.
Because
they believe that sometimes people bring things that are not accepted. So once in a while, they will conduct searches. They brought one little lad into my office, and I think I can even be a father to that chap.
He came and took out my things to the point of taking my the oil which I used to rub on my body. I told him, leave this oil here, because after taking bath, this is the oil I apply on my body, and I think that they shouldn't take everything from me. He told me that my boss told me to take out everything. So I had an argument with him, and he said he is going to take out everything. He called his boss, called Lamin Tamba. When he came, I was trying to explain matters to him. Then he became angry and told him, well, as far as this prisoner is getting difficult, take his things, take everything from him.
Now malaria drugs
my malaria drugs, which were with me, plus my oil, my soap. In fact, he emptied my cell completely. Even the water I used for ablution was even taken away. When time to cut fast, when we reached the time to cut fast, it was in fact the other inmates who helped me to get water. That day they ransacked the whole prison. Well, in fact, some people told me that the Bibles and the Qurans, which were seized from people, some people told me that they were thrown at the dust, in a dustbin, and some even said that they were burnt. But I cannot witness that. I was not a witness to those things.
While we were in
the prison, there was tribal discrimination. If you were a jeweler, things were a lot easier for you.
But throughout your detention, whether you were aware of it or not, was somewhat documented by Foroya newspaper.
Ila muto mume ubekono. Foi bota kalama le bang, foi mamba kalama bari Foroya kibar kaito ye safiro ke akwala.
Amora kalama kirim fundira fandara ba Foroya ke tendu ke jayi. Yes,
I became aware of it. In fact, when I came out of prison, I went to the Foroya to thank them for having followed my case and having written about it. Because when things were a lot easier in the prisons, you had access to a radio, you could listen to a radio, and I had them conduct a news review. And in one occasion, I heard that my mother collapsed and she fainted. And but I said to myself that they are merely saying these things because they wanted the authorities to release me. I made myself believe that. But when I came out, I realized that in fact that was the truth. It was through God's help. She did not have any mishaps from that.
I have a few newspaper cuttings from the Observer or photocopies. And I will read out the captions and send them to you. The first talks about the tour you are doing to the farming communities. It was 2nd to 4th October 2015. That was before you were arrested. And there is this one, 16 to 18 October, talking about your removal as deputy minister.
Deputy Minister Palasoto.
And the third, 19 October, with the headline, "Is the former deputy agriculture minister arrested?" And the other of 26 October, Foroya ran an article on detention without trial. Disappearance without trace continues unabated in the Gambia. And the first photograph amongst many is yours. And there is another article, 4th November 2015, which talks about Imam Cherno Gassama detained at Janjambure prison. And below that is an article, Ousman Jammeh detained for 21 days. And then another article, 17 November, which talks about you being in detention for 1 month without trial. And there is this other article in December 17, 2015, which says Ousman Jammeh still held incommunicado. And another article in March 2016 saying that Ousman Jammeh clocks 139 days incommunicado. And 27 June 2016, article by Foroya, ex-deputy Agric Minister detained without trial for 257 days. And below that, the caption, "Father still searching for missing son." These are newspaper articles by Foroya which you provided to the commission, correct? You make just a quick browse through so that we can ask for permission to put them in. All these articles, all these newspaper articles refer to your arrest and detention. That's right. So for how long were you detained in total?
October karotil tanil lule muta yambula January karotil mwanin saba 2017 na kwandiro wata sanji killing kari saba til tangani lulu para se senkan kontinol.
I was arrested on the 15th of October and released on the 23rd of January 2017. In my own estimation, it would be 1 year, 3 months, and 15 days, but the calculation can be redone.
Okay, 7 days, I'm sorry.
7 days.
Yeah.
Good. And you were released when the new government took over.
Bidung inatebula birinyi mansakunda kuto sita.
And as a result, or rather after you were released, did you take steps to get back into government service?
Yes, silolu Taliban purke murundi mansakunda doku wala.
Yes, I took steps because the government had given some announcement over radio. They said that people who were arrested unlawfully should go to the PMO. They should take a form and fill it. I did that. After that, they said we should go to the NIA. In my thinking, that was just for clearance purposes. We went there, and many of us did that. After that, many people were reinstated. Some were retired and some were paid off. I am aware of that. But nothing was done on my issue. According to my own thinking, because I was not the only one detained at the agriculture, those that were detained at the agriculture came together and they wrote a letter to request that they be reinstated, but it took a long time and they were not reinstated. In our own thinking, there are individuals in the agriculture who are not willing to see our return. Because the way we did our things, possibly they do not want things to be done that way. After that, they reinstated many people. I could say they reinstated everybody except us. So I also looked for a job.
United Purpose, international NGO.
United Purpose, which is an international NGO. When they advertised for a position, I applied.
Position of project manager, the biofortification.
The position was project manager, biofortification.
Agriculture, tamandi ke jara kende asabadindi puru balu nyimma.
Just
balu timmaringo.
To enhance agriculture for good nutrition.
Yeah. So I
was there working.
Around the 3rd of December.
I was there until, I believe, the 3rd of December.
2017 or 2018.
If I have not forgotten, 2017. They sent me to Dakar. I was there.
Appointed as permanent secretary, Ministry of Agriculture.
And I heard that I was appointed as permanent secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture. You know, here information does not stay in one place. I was in Dakar. Someone called me and informed me. When I returned,
Secretary PMO.
The secretary at the PMO called me. I went there.
Later on, appointed as permanent secretary.
He showed me a letter and told me that you have been appointed as permanent secretary.
Okay.
I said to him, okay.
So
I took this letter and I went and I was thinking over it.
Accept.
Many people were in agriculture. They were calling me and telling me, accept it.
Agriculture benjola min nambe damento ken jobi na siata sinyana ni wala sabanyo.
Agriculture aning concern universal la jole moti banfo.
Concern universal la jusa siya sinya sabakata sinyana ni agriculture jote.
The pay that I get from Concern Universal is 3 to 4 times more than what I am being offered at the agriculture. But I said, since this is a new government and this is a new Gambia, we can all come together and work.
Honorable Omar Amadou Jallo.
I took the letter and went to the minister. At that time, it was the Honorable OJ. When I got to his office, I greeted him. I was standing, but he would not offer me a seat.
He told me
that we do not like your appointment. When the appointment was written, I wrote to the Secretary General to express our displeasure with your appointment.
Omar Jallo in my face.
Omar Jallo told me this to my face. And I thought these were the people who came, the new people who came to move the new Gambia forward. He said these things to me. I told him, you are not the owner of this country.
Responsible appointments and
you are not responsible for appointments. That is not your job. I am going nowhere. Except if this appointment is rescinded. Then I will leave.
office.
I got out of his office.
Permanent secretary PMO
I wrote to the permanent secretaries at the PMO to inform them of the development.
Secretary General copy President phone copy.
I copied to the Secretary General and the President. And I waited. On the second day,
PMO permanent secretary I
went to the PMO secretary, Pateja, he was the one there. I told him, this is your work and I expect you to do your work.
Ministry of Agriculture, so advice
here I am. I want to go to the Ministry of Agriculture to collect my key. What is your advice? Is if anything were to happen there?
Permanent secretary or ministry
Since I am the permanent secretary at that ministry at this present moment, he said to me, wait.
Executive directive from the president redeploy.
There is an executive directive which came from the president redeploying you. So I want to know if you are willing to wait for that letter. And I said to him, yes, I will wait for the letter. I said to him, Pate, do you think there is honesty in this issue?
He said,
that is not there, but let's just wait for the executive directive and see what is there. At that time,
Secretary General
I went to the Secretary General at Dauda Fadera. When I got there, I put things to him and then I asked him, what is the reason why the minister said that he could not work with me?
Minister comfortable because he didn't deputy minister in that very office.
He said to me, the minister is not comfortable with you because you were once a deputy minister in that ministry. They should take you to some other place. That is the thinking of the minister. I said, it is my job. No matter how small the place is, I'll take it, and that is no one's business. What I have come to tell you is that you should do your work.
National Assembly
when I left there, I wrote to the National Assembly and they did nothing about it. I wrote to the Office of the Ombudsman and they did nothing about it. Nobody did anything about it. I thought that I should sue them, but I said the way the country was going, there is no use in fact, because I lost confidence.
In fact, you were redeployed, well, you were redesignated within the Ministry of Agriculture as Director at the Department of Agriculture. You are pretty much demoted from permanent secretary to director.
Amunda Italy memfo follow to kobe kala permanent secretary. Na taw jindile ke director ti ate minister bunda kelimola seno bunda.
Omutonya de biri ko redeploy en director general ko minister min kanin permanent secretary do ko kenora wol director general be do ko kenora ba bare da fontel be nyin tala bal ben demote based on nothing.
That is true, because when I was redeployed as Director General, I said to him, how can this be? Since the minister said that he will not be able to work with me as a Deputy Permanent Secretary, do you think I can accept this kind of thing?
But the long and short of it is,
I rejected it.
You rejected that appointment.
I wrote back to them, thanking them for the offer, but rejecting it.
And then you went to look for work in the private sector.
I was already working. I did not resign.
Okay.
What step did you take next?
After that, there was a lot of information on the newspapers. Omar Amadou Diallo was busy writing.
Fulota on konte bulala no kasabe bar bedin safero siade ka kumal fon mim manke jiko de bedin safero ke.
First time, I thought that I should not respond, but after so many articles were written about my character, I began to respond. And when I responded, everything was quiet. Yes. And that was where I ended it. And I continued with my work.
In the private sector? NGO.
International NGO.
And that is what you're doing up to today?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. That ends my questioning of the witness. Save that I want to put in the documents, the newspapers, and the correspondence regarding his reinstatement and demotion and rejection of the appointment. So may I have the documents back?
If you don't mind, just continue the procedural thing on that, and then we'll turn to the witness.
Yes, but I just want to get him to confirm this set of documents. I am sending you 4 documents. One is your letter to PMO complaining about your wrongful termination. And your letter to PMO informing them of the refusal to grant you access at the ministry.
And itafananate jabi menna puru ibalanta puruka itambindi minister bunda nakaje bunda yeleye.
Your rejection of the offer to redeploy you or your demotion to Director of Agriculture.
And inata balang men safe puru ye la palaso men jindi keke director ti palas follow me yo for yo by fananata balang men keke safe.
And the letter of the National Assembly.
And in letter me yaki deputy bungula.
The Select Committee.
Ila committee tombondingo.
Reacting to your request for their intervention.
Puru ye ikaning puru itel fanal si kutaman DJ.
And your final letter of January 2019 to the Secretary General.
And the letter of January 2019, Yemen Secretary General, yeah.
Complaining of the denial or the rescission of the decision to appoint you as permanent secretary.
Well, ye men safeje kaitandila ko balango ketale pour yete saindi o palaso to même fonum ko keke permanent secretary.
5 documents. Take a look at them and confirm that these are documents you provided.
Kaiti lulu ijube ya bambande ko ka foto nyala nyilong kaitolte ye menu dino.
So as you do that, I would ask Mr. Chair that these documents be exhibited. Foroya newspaper, 17 December, as J1.
That's fine.
123 J1, and Foroya of 17 November, 123 J2, of 19 October, 123 J3, 26 October, 123 J4, 4th November, 123 J5, 16 October, 123 J6, 4th October, 123 J7, 3rd March 2016, 123 J8, and 27 June 2016, 123 J9. With your indulgence, Mr. Chair, to have these documents exhibited with the numbers I have just read out.
Request granted.
And the letters I have just mentioned, the witness has confirmed that those are the letters, the correspondence about his dismissal, that have been, these are the correspondence between him and relevant government institutions about his reappointment as permanent secretary, even though that particular letter is not there, and the other correspondence showing what happened during that period. And those should be exhibit 123K 1 to 5. We would designate which is which. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah,
and with
request
that,
granted on these last batch of documents.
yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And with that, I end the questioning of this witness. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Emma Counsel, and thank you, Mr. Jammeh, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Inumbara bake council, inumbara bake fana Mr. Jammeh isonta kana sede yaro la council nyati limula.
Thank you for your service to the country.
Me lumbara la fana yedo ku kendo menke nyimbanko ye.
All these years in a sector that is very important to the economy of this country.
Yin sangulu be yedo ku ke bunda la meya lonko o bunda bambandi neti nyimbanko la fanko balundoto.
Sorry, the career ended in a way that it should not have.
Se haketu ila du ko nata dan nyama meya lonko amanyan kila wonya.
But thank you again for coming to testify before the Commission.
Kotake mbe lumbara la ke jayi isonta kana sede yaro la commission nyati limula.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Commissioner Lumenu Bijang, Nimmo Yininkar Soto, between Umari Financio Yininkaro Kesaing.
Commissioner Kinte, you have the floor.
Commissioner Kinte, Walakane Yininka.
Assalamu alaikum, Ousman.
Alaikum salam.
Benna niku ya itan labake kole alimenu taki.
I want to express my sadness for all the difficulties that you have endured.
And I know
that that has not taken you backwards. You are a good citizen of this country, and you will continue being that.
Vice President
I wanted to ask you, when you were dismissed and your letter of dismissal was given to you by the Vice President, was your salaries for that month paid to you, even if not given to you personally, but was the money sent over to your family?
Manjo.
They did not pay me.
Secretary General Select Committee, National Assembly.
My second question is,
permanent secretary
you wrote to the Secretary General, you wrote to the National Assembly Select Committee in this new republic.
Paul Fananata Ejabila Banka for a Kumo Sotole and Ninebetol Bulwarang Kekalangola.
Did you get any responses from them to say that, yes, we are aware of your complaint and these are the steps that we have taken towards it?
Yes, National Assembly in Jabile.
The National Assembly responded.
Another letter of appeal suffered to the Secretary General.
They advised me to write a letter of appeal to the Secretary General. I did not see the reason why I would appeal on something that was unlawful. It is true that I wrote to the Secretary General to inform him about developments, but I did not plead. I believe that they just extricated themselves from me.
Secretary General
And the Secretary General too couldn't do anything. They didn't do anything. He did not even respond to my letter.
And
that letter
at the office of the President.
I personally hand delivered that letter at the office of the President. But I didn't get any reply.
Na letter follow to the PMO permanent secretary.
My letter to the permanent secretary at the PMO was also not replied to. I believe that the time where fear should be in people is well and over. It was during Jammeh's time that people were scared. But now we should not be scared to uphold the truth. If I told we are steadfast on truth, that's the way I see things.
Ombudsman dong
What about the ombudsman? You've not said anything about them. Did they reply to you?
Deputy ombudsman sitan kachata.
They did not reply to me. I wrote a letter. I went myself and I sat down and discussed with the deputy ombudsman.
Officer responsible for na kachata.
The officer responsible too, I discussed with him.
They took the
letter to the secretary. They said they were going to contact me, and up till date, I have not been contacted. And each time we meet in the streets, they will ask me how are things. Then I will say to them, you have not responded to me. And I just ignored their whole affair. This is the way things are. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Samba. You have the floor.
Mr. Jammeh, lafte nyinin karale la dimbaya la karola kabiring yete sentence in mile 2.
I want to ask you, on the side of your family, when you were at mile 2,
ila dimbaya keta nyadi la munetinya ila dimbaya la nyantoto.
How was your family like? How were their rights violated? That is one. Secondly,
ya borol mentanu ya mabu ya busebulu foi labanta saile malabang foi man labenna saile.
The medication which you had hidden, which they subsequently took away from you, did they eventually return it back to you? If I forget anything, please remind me. Let me start with the medicines. No, those were not returned to me. I lost them like that. On my family, on the side of sustenance, my younger siblings, they stood family and did their best for the family. My in-laws too, they also extended their help and they assisted. There were also some good individuals such as Mamadou Gassama, who works at NEMA,
and Dr. Dafe.
And Dr. Dafe. They saw to it that each month they took some money to the house. My wife even confessed to me that she was getting more money now that I am not in the house than when I was a free man. I thank God on behalf of those people. Humankind has tried a lot. Some of the difficulties that happened are things of the mind. My children are here. They used to disturb their mother to say that we are going to the president to tell him to release our father. Their mother never allowed them because he knew that we had a mad president at the time. They could not go. My daughter was trying very hard at school. But when I was imprisoned, her performance went down. I think all of those were the psychological difficulties I experienced. My mother too also was having a lot of psychological problems. People like Bakar Sanya, they tried a lot for me. In fact, I cannot name everyone. People like Mudlamin Drame, Landin Sonko and others, they visited the family. If someone does something for you, name the person and thank the person. And if I cannot recall anyone who has assisted me, my mind is on you, and I want to thank you and applaud you. What happened in my absence was more than what happened while I was around. I thank God for that. But because it took a long time and they did not see me, I know that too also disturbed them. People like Lamin Bajo, all of them tried.
Babali na musol no bidadu labere sifa bele
Babali and my wives went to various marabouts. I told them to relax. All my sisters, they are here. If I forget any names, that will. Have I answered all the questions?
Thank you very much.
Yes, you've answered.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Jammeh. If you have any concluding remarks to make, please proceed to do so now. You're a very brave citizen who has defended his rights tremendously.
Mr. Jammeh silang nita fana ye kuma kangulu soto ibe la file la kacha kumfala kuma kangulu men na sayang esiolu fo banku ding fatiyari mbale muiti ilota ye la nyantolu kanta ilota ye kelo ke pour la nyantolu ye lo.
You weren't intimidated.
Andun kuma soto men si silandi wala ke kijate.
Please proceed to make your final remarks now.
Sayin tenteng isila kacha kumfa kuma kangulu fo.
I'll do this one in English. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Trrc, Lead Council, all other councils, commissioners here present, ladies and gentlemen. I must register my profound gratitude and gratefulness for the opportunity the Trrc has offered me. It is important for you to note that you have won the admiration of many Gambians, and your staff are indeed a credit to this nation. Don't be concerned with efforts trying to pull you down. If anything, they are only a highway to success. You are doing well, and please continue in that spirit. For the country, the civil service, and the political class, the Gambia has been going through trying times for a very long time, and in the name of peace and tolerance, whilst most Gambians suffer backwardness. We have nobody to blame but ourselves for the ills. We must love our country and be dedicated to the service of our collective self. We must not be quiet about problems. We should endeavor to resolve them before they become malignant. It is important that we make it a habit of exposing people who form gangs in the civil service just to remove intelligent, honest, and dedicated servants in order to deny us progress. Non-enablers of wrongdoing should not be rewarded at the expense of the country, as if they have done a good job in the past. This will only increase disillusionment and discontent. Gambia is a very small country, which is an advantage coupled with adequate human resource, whether within or without, that can be turned around progressively only if we are serious. We must stop discrimination in the civil service. Appointments must be based on competence, good track record, proper background checks, and relevant qualification. Otherwise, the goods will never be delivered for the next 100 years. Those who made it in other countries are no superhumans. They are just dedicated to country and people. Pay attention to our prisons. The people in those prisons have suffered decades of decadence. Let's make sure we change it to the better. People's human rights must be respected. They must have access to good medical care, food that is fit for human consumption, as well as ensuring speedy court cases. Some people have been in the remand wing of the prisons for a very long time. We should also look at the type of prison officers we recruit. They should have the required background, maturity, and training. They should be among the best of our people. Governments should ensure the prison officers are exposed to continuous human rights training so that they value the human being. Furthermore, people's political affiliation must not be used to discriminate against them. Everybody has the right to belong to a political party of his or her choice. National Assembly members and politicians must be restrained when they want to use party politics to unnecessarily interfere with the process or workings of the civil or public service. For reconciliation to be considered, truth and justice must be first established, and perpetrators must also demonstrate remorse in order to help the situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Jammeh, for the concluding remarks.
Inumbara bake Mr. Jammeh. Ye kuma kanyima balle fo kela kacha kumfa.
And again, thank you for coming to testify before the commission.
Kotake mbe numbara la isonta purkana sede yaro la commission nyatilimula.
We will take a 1-hour lunch break and come back at 3:10.
Mbe montoro wati kilin daha tala kata kontonga la mbe murula nan nin talan sabatambita minute tang.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, sorry.
Perhaps can we shorten the lunch break a bit and we come back at 3?
Can we come back at 2:30?
Much obliged. No, we would encourage into prayer time.
You know me, if I had my way, we wouldn't even take a lunch break. We'll continue right away.
Yes, but I'm sure the Caesars also eat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll come back at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.